Who are you, Laura G? Like
Laura
a
G.
rapper?
You can't say my last name, huh?
Yeah, I can. Guardado. Why not? Well, it's going to be on the title.
Well, I mean, like, pronouncing wise, like, you struggle with
Did I
that.
say it weird?
You did it okay.
Or let's try that. Watch you say it first.
I can't say it that good.
But it's your it's your own last name.
I know, but Guardado?
Say it one more time.
Guardado?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Guardado.
That's good.
Is it pretty good?
It's pretty good.
We're going to play this episode for your family or someone. Or
Yeah.
someone that's like severely Hispanic. And that way they can judge me. Like, he didn't roll it right.
Yeah, you might want to show it to, like, my dad. I think he'll be a good person to
Yeah.
critique you.
I don't know. What if he gets mad at me? It's like, you don't know it by now? Damn it, I'm sorry. I feel like I speak decent Spanish for a white guy.
Yeah, you do. I feel like you do pretty well.
You
You
think
know
so?
all the, like, bad words that I don't know.
I don't know any bad word. Well, I know a few bad words.
Yeah,
I don't
you do.
know Spanish in the sense of like the way you know Spanish. And you don't even give yourself credit for knowing Spanish that well.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know, like if someone said, say this, I could repeat it back pretty good.
Yeah.
But like I don't like have anything memorized.
Yeah.
Did you know Spanish when you were a kid?
No,
No?
I did not.
No.
Mm-mm. My parents both spoke Spanish in the home, but they didn't really talk it to us.
Did you ever take a Spanish class?
Yeah, I did.
When?
In high school and college.
That's the end of your story. Did it not go well?
I was answering your question.
I know, but this is a conversation. What do you
Do you
like?
want me to tell you what my teacher's name is?
Sure, whatever you
I don't remember.
Did you do good in the class?
I think I did decent. I've always done like pretty well in school, so like I think that it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think I ever like really retained it. I think when I started working with people that spoke Spanish and I was trying to understand them, then I was able to kind of learn it that way. So like more so like, I guess, hands-on.
That's how you learned Spanish, was just like being forced to. Because when I remember you've always been, to me, good at Spanish, but whenever you started working and then you had a position where you needed to speak Spanish more, it seems like you were saying like, I feel like my Spanish is getting better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think I like read people pretty well. Yeah, people.
I like to read some papers.
I like to read some papers.
Did you read people well? So like if someone's speaking Spanish to you and you don't know what they're saying, you can kind of guess like based off the way
Yeah, like I think that's kind of how it started. Like even now I can just kind of watch people's body language. And of course, like I know some like what the words mean.
Yeah.
But the way they're talking about it, even in English, like sometimes when people don't tell me things, I pick up on what they're trying to tell me before they actually tell me. It's a weird thing. It's hard to explain.
Do you think you could do it with other languages other than Spanish?
Probably not.
No, you don't
Yeah.
think if like a Korean lady was like, you don't think you could read her body language? Or do you think Korean people just sound angry all the time? Have you noticed that? Do you know anyone that speaks like, or not, I don't want to single out Koreans, any sort of Asian language? It's just like, it's just the way it's spoken is like really aggressive. And so
Never
they could be like,
noticed that.
they could be like, hey, I really like your hat. But it's like, hey, I really like your hat. And they're like, oh, like it seems like they're like upset at you, but they're really just trying to compliment you.
I've never noticed that so much. I don't know, but I think that I definitely can read somebody's body language, like in the sense if they needed help with something. I think no matter what language that is, I could kind of
Like
understand.
if they're pointing to a fire and they're like, no, 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 no. You're like, is there a baby in that fire? Like,
Yeah,
could you do that?
yeah. Like there's been times like when I didn't understand Spanish very well, and I remember somebody telling me like a sad story about like their daughter, and I didn't really like know the details of like what happened necessarily, but like I started to kind of pick up on like, oh, like she's sad because she either misses her daughter, something's happening with her daughter, and the more that I would kind of listen, then I could kind of like pick it up as to, okay, like this is what she's going through over time, you know?
Yeah, well, that makes sense. But do you think part of it is because you pick up on little words? Like you're not blind to Spanish, so you know some of it.
Yeah.
But if you knew nothing, which is why I keep asking about a different language, do you think you could do the same thing? And replace it with any language, right? Whether it's German or some foreign Native American language, do you think that you would still pick up? Maybe let's remove the burning building, right? Because we could all figure that one out. If you were just sitting down and someone was talking to you, do you think you can go like based off what they're like moving, the way they're speaking? Do you think you can figure out what's going on?
I think I could get a sense to reading the person. I do feel like, say like French or Italian, like they have certain words that are similar to Spanish. So I could pick up on that, but if it was like German or something else, it might be a little bit more difficult. But I think that I could probably read somebody pretty well. I don't know if I could understand everything that they were saying, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, we're getting kind of crazy. Yeah. Huh? Like what?
I'm like, if you want me to like find somebody online, I can try it out.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting that real quick.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I feel like we'll never be in a position where we're like, if only we could just read body language. I feel like there'll always be a place. I took Spanish, I think, in my freshman year for sure. And I thought like it'd be a smart thing to do. Which it is, right? Yeah. Like in New Mexico.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was a weird freshman. I know that. And I was at Cruces High and I had a teacher, and I won't say his name because he did pass away, but he was a really, really nice guy. And anyone that went to Cruces High, as soon as they hear that, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Cause he was a good, really, really sweet guy. I was like a weird kid and I remember trying to fit in a lot. And I used to get bullied in that class a little bit, like not like severely, right? Just these two kids who were also white, which is weird. They were like making fun of me for being in the class. And I remember they were like, well, like, why did you come in here? We came in here because we had to. And I'm like, well, like I kind of was like, well, I just came here because I had to too.
Yeah.
And I think I went into the class wanting to learn Spanish. But because of those kids, and at the time I wasn't like fully like secure with who I was as a person. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm here because I have to too. Yeah. And so I didn't take it very seriously. And they would like always like, it was weird. I remember at one point they learned some Spanish, like, and they were like using it to make fun of me. And I'm like, you guys are silly. Like, but they were kind of rude.
Yeah.
But I remember I started acting a little crazy in that class. And so I drove that teacher crazy, like really, really bad. And he would just always tell me like, Will, like are you even taking this seriously? Like da da da. And I would just make fun of him. And like, it was just pretty bad. He hated I don't think teachers are allowed to admit those things, but yeah, you could tell he's like, fuck, Will's here. Because I wouldn't always go to class. I would skip sometimes. So I'm sure he was like, thank God, like today's going to be peaceful. Yeah. But when he would see me, he was like, welcome to class, Will. And it was like one of those moments. Yeah. And he passed away while he was my teacher. And so like we were in class one day and like they came in, like he's sick. And then they came in, like we had a substitute. And then they came in like a week later and they're like, he passed away. And I felt so bad. I was like, God, I gave that guy like so much crap. Like, it was pretty bad. And so I never took Spanish again.
It's fault, right?
No, it was my fault.
Well, I mean, it's weird how people project, though. Like, obviously, the kids that you're talking about didn't feel comfortable about themselves being in there. So instead, like, they kind of projected that onto you, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think no one taught me when I was young that it's okay to not fall into that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be like, cool, like, well, I am here, like, to learn. And so, like, don't bother me. And I think a lot of kids are like that. I think that if those same kids talked to anyone else in the classroom the same way they talked to me, they would have convinced those other kids not to take the class very seriously as well. Because it was like, it's pretty common during that age group, middle school to almost all of high school, I would say, until maybe like senior year when you're kind of maturing. Even then, you're not that mature, but I think there's this weird thing where it's like you want to fall into what everyone else is doing. You do small things to stand out, but only if it's like cool as well. Yeah. And so I think it was just two kids that maybe they really didn't like the class, or maybe they just thought it was cool to say that. And like, I don't know why. But when I look back at it, I do think I should have taken that class more seriously, because when it comes to jobs and stuff and different things, like they really, really care if you're bilingual. And even if it wasn't for work, like we live in New Mexico. Even if you didn't live in New Mexico, like reggaeton is so popular now, the Hispanic culture has grown so much in all the United States that it's like it would be a good skill to have. Yeah. And I could still learn.
Yeah, you should take another class.
Maybe.
Or Rosetta Stone.
You can be my Rosetta.
I'm
what
down.
About Spanish for dummies? You think they have that?
They probably do. I can get you something on Amazon. And
Did you take a foreign language? You say you took Spanish, right?
Yeah, just Spanish.
You never took one of the other ones?
Mm-mm.
I remember everyone wanted to take
French?
Yes, because you got to go to like Paris, right? Or am I tripping?
I don't know.
Where the hell is Paris? It's in France, right?
Yeah, it is. But
okay.
I don't remember hearing like there was that you get to go trip. To Paris.
Yeah, at Cruces there was. Maybe even at Aniate, but there was if you took French class, they took an end of the semester or year trip to France. And it was like a big school trip. So everybody wanted that class. I think Spanish went to Spain. Hopefully they didn't go to Juarez or something.
That would have been cool.
You think so?
I would have been down to go to Derby.
When we were in high school, everyone wanted to go to Juarez, huh?
Yeah.
So you're right. Maybe that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
I do remember the German class went to Germany, and they would have them practice there what they learned in the class. And so that was part of the reason why I originally wanted to take the French one for that reason, to go on the trip, which I don't know why. Like I didn't, like I think in my freshman year, I was still with my biological family. Maybe I was in foster care, but I definitely didn't have enough money to go on that trip. So I don't know why I thought maybe it would work out. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, click on this link right over here to subscribe to this clip's channel. Or if you want to view the entire conversation, go ahead and click on this link over here to view the entire podcast. Bet you on the next one, guys.